If you're planning on navigating fertility treatment, a lot of the times your doctor will have different types of fertility treatment plans for you to try because they would never know which one will end up working. And how doctors work on this is by using a simple mathematical idea known as Markov chain, which helps them decide the best route to take for the most optimal care that they can give you as you try to conceive. So think of the different fertility treatment options as interconnected rooms in a house. One room is the room where you're trying naturally. And then another room is the room where you may move into an IUI or an IVF. And each room that you're in will depend on a number of factors like your age, other types of medical diagnosis that you may have. And the room that you get put in at any point will be determined by things like your age, your medical diagnosis, and the last treatment that you may have tried. And so, depending on all of these factors, your doctor is then able to run a type of simulation to decide which is the best treatment room to put you in. For example, your doctor can advise you to try naturally for a period of time. And then, if after that period of time you don't conceive, then they can switch you to intrauterine, and then they can switch you to an IUI and then switch you to an IVF. Which is why a lot of the times doctors don't just go straight into IVF, even when you come into a fertility clinic. And also, the reason for this is the doctor needs to be able to collect as much data as possible to decide on which room to put you in. For example, if you try the natural route and it doesn't work, even though it hasn't worked in producing the outcome, which is a child, it has given the doctor information on things like the number of eggs that you produced during your natural cycle. And that then gives the doctor information on if IVF is even going to work for you. So I guess the point here is there is never really one size fits all when it comes to navigating fertility. Just because we hear a lot of people coming in and saying, I did IVF and I got a child, doesn't mean that IVF is going to be the same option that you would have to go through. So when a patient comes in and says, I want to do IVF, the doctor doesn't look at every other thing that you've tried. It doesn't matter if you've tried naturally before, it doesn't matter anything else that you've done in the past. The goal is to look at where you are right now and then start from there moving forward.